So they also say that alternative ed is resource intensive because it's taking the money away from all these wonderful other children. And we have to give you some dollars. So,
Uh,
you
okay, there's a
know,
premise there.
so there's a big problem with administration and
Hmm.
funding with resource allocation.
Hmm.
And they look to see whether or not it's cost effective. Well, when you take a look at the DNA funding, the delinquent and neglected youth, the re-engagement funding, when you take a look at the numbers of students who are on all kinds of different programs, if they're in the court system or whatever, you're getting additional funding. Plus, you also get the money for the that goes from the special ed department. And many times special ed loves it because it reduces their caseloads, but there are
Hmm.
only so many special ed students that you can take. So, um, you
True.
know, they're not looking at it as a real student kind of thing. They're looking at it more as a budgetary concern.
Well, the premise is that it's not a legitimate school system or a
Right,
legitimate school.
because they don't understand the metrics. They don't
Right. So it's taking away
understand.
money from a perfectly good school to fund this thing.
Well, they can't measure the outcomes. They don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And what
No,
they
they
should be
don't.
doing, and this comes to my
Why would they?
conversation that I had,
It's
and that
graduation, right?
was in working with alternative education, the reason why they're going towards the computerized platforms is
Mm.
because there are fewer and fewer teachers who understand or are able to teach to content standards in more than one subject
No, really.
because they don't have a good liberal arts background. They don't understand the math. They don't understand how English works completely. I would have to say, I have found people who just aren't willing to do that. They don't understand science. I think a lot of it has to do not just with competency, but also with confidence. And teachers, remember, I used to crow about the need for, we want teachers who want to learn. Teachers
Yeah.
should be lifelong learners.
Hmm.
And these people are perfectly comfortable in their own little pigeonhole, and they don't want to make that any bigger. They don't want to spread out for
I
whatever
was
reason.
thinking that as you were saying that because I wasn't confident in many subjects when I first
Hmm.
started teaching. And I learned to be very confident because I had to help, the kids learn at the high school level. Then I started to learn it myself. And then I started to go beyond what was high school level because it's interesting and I like to learn. And it would help me teach. So there you go.